Taipei, Georgi Karabadze of Georgia, Diego Matoa of Colombia, Kevin Schumann of Germany. I've seen those last two and he's been impressive. He's tall, he's relaxed, he's got a good jab, he switches stances very comfortably, seems to be able to box at his own pace as he just walks past us here. There was just a little bit of bruising on that left cheek, but that's really all that he's picked up so far. JONGJOHO of Thailand only needed 32 seconds against Jordan Panthan in his opening fight. Not because he knocked him out, because there was a clash of heads and a bad cut to the American, who was practically begging the doctor to let him continue, but it couldn't happen, and JONGJOHO had landed a single clean punch in that 32 seconds, and Panthan hadn't landed anything. So it went his way, then a win against Ivan Papakin of Ukraine, and then beat Saidjamshid Jafarov of Uzbekistan, the Asian champion, on the split in the semi-final. Close fight, good fight. JONGJOHO, I thought, was the deserved winner. Thai national champion, Asian youth champion. They came through at the same time, these two fighters. They're very close together in age, just a few weeks separates them. So BIZHAMOV, as I said, who's looked very relaxed and very impressive in the red, JONGJOHO in the blue. Kevin Schumann of Germany at times managed to make the Russian just look a little bit hurried, but he's got an absolutely unflappable temperament and kind of facial expression about him. But JONGJOHO's got a good method to him as well. That's how he beat Jafarov. So here we go. BIZHAMOV in the red, JONGJOHO in the blue. And BIZHAMOV will choose to stand pretty much right on top of his opponent. Trust that defense with the gloves, because he always wants to be within distance to land. He wore a left hand there, though, from JONGJOHO, who stepped in and clipped him on the chin. He'll look to spin around that front foot, the fighter in red. JONGJOHO at times will look to try and dip in from the outside. Good jab from the Thai. Left comes back from BIZHAMOV. And I like these kinds of fights where fighters are in range, in the pocket all the time. It takes confidence to fight like that. You trust your defense, you trust your attack, and you also trust your chin, because you are going to get caught when you have an encounter like this. Left to the body there from JONGJOHO, then just follows it in slightly, gets onto the shoulder. BIZHAMOV disentangles. Lead left hand low, waiting for his opponent. Jab to the chest, and then a left hand up top, and that's a standing count. And that's interesting because he turned his back and walked away as that left hand landed. There was a jab to the chest and then a left hand, and that must have hurt him, because otherwise he just wouldn't have done that. And I think psychologically that's a big blow to land for BIZHAMOV in the opening half of that round. I've not seen anyone do that in this competition so far. The referee steps in with the standing count. BIZHAMOV again just trying to shoot that jab from the hip, from the waist. Right hook on the move as they look to disengage. Lands an uppercut on the inside and then catches a couple on the gloves. Up close, shoots the uppercut up the centre and makes contact. Little left into the body. Just over a minute remaining. Pulls her head back there, the fighter in red. The jabs exchanged. Right hand coming back from BIZHAMOV. What I'm noticing about JONGJOHO here is that he is clamped down on that gum shield. You are supposed to keep your mouth closed as a fighter, breathe through the nose. That's what it's about, but nobody ever really does it throughout the 3 minutes of a round. But since he got hit by that left hand, he has just been clamping down, keeping that mouth absolutely shut. I just wonder if there's a problem with the jaw, because he turned away immediately as he got hit by that left hand. Short left there from BIZHAMOV. Decent jab into the final 30 seconds of the round. And JONGJOHO looking to try and throw back here. BIZHAMOV is a pressure fighter because he's on top of you. Little left hand on the inside there again. And some of these punches might not look like much, but he just manages to find that accuracy into the final 10 seconds of the round. Just rolls away to his right-hand side. works to the body towards the end there. JONGJOHO gives him one back with the right hand. Well, what did you make of that? Because the way he turned his back there when he was clipped with that left hand, you don't see that very often.
Certainly not at this level. That's something you may see the first time a boxer steps into the ring to spar. But at this level, when they're used to the give and take of the sport, I only wonder what befell the man. He was certainly touched by a shot, but that the most significant point of that round, because it must have given BIZHAMOV huge confidence. And moreover, well, JONGJOHO, give him credit for going back in there and continuing to pitch. If he has suffered a facial injury, a jaw injury, was speculating at this stage. We've been trying to get a look from our ringside commentary position as to whether his face has taken on a rather misshapen appearance, but to get tagged by the shot and literally turn away, and incidentally, I thought BIZHAMOV was very sporting in not running him down and looking to help himself to some more here, because he turned his back without the intervention of the ref. Let's see how he boxed the second round. He conceded the first unanimously.
That's a good point you make there. He could easily have done that. He could easily have done that, and he didn't, and the referee stepped in with the count. So into the start of round two, BIZHAMOV of Russia, he's in the red, 10-9 up with all of the judges after round one. JONGJOHO of Thailand in the blue, and the corner seemed to kind of ask him as they got him back on his feet before they sent him out there, the Thai fighter. They wanted a response, and he gave him a little roar, so that would suggest that he's still bang up for this. These two just leaning on centering. BIZHAMOV just managed to get through with a little tap upstairs, then trying to work to the body. A bit messy in the opening stages of the second round. JONGJOHO just a bit too close up there. Referee just having a word with JONGJOHO there rather than BIZHAMOV about holding. JONGJOHO with a single right into the body, and then, as I say, moved in behind it and got hold of his man. He's skating on thin ice here, I think, the Thai fighter, because he's done it again there, and that's what he's looking to do here. I think he is trying to nurse himself through to an extent, because he's throwing single shots and then he's getting right on the shoulder of his opponent and looking to tie him up, and BIZHAMOV just wouldn't really allow it on that occasion. It can be an effective tactic because it makes it very difficult to counter what you're throwing if you immediately move in behind it midway through the round, and the referee is taking the point here, and that had been coming. That had been coming because she was very clear with her instructions there, the Canadian referee, that couldn't continue for much longer. Right to the body there from BIZHAMOV. So that's curtains, really, you would say, for JONGJOHO. With a minute remaining in the second round, I'll make BIZHAMOV winning this round as it is anyway, and with the point deduction, that will see him over the hills and far away. With a round remaining, turn southpaw, lead left hand, and then a right uppercut from BIZHAMOV. He's very accurate, and as I say, I suspect some of these punches that don't look like a lot have got a bigger dig on them than you might think. JONGJOHO still in this though, right hand to the body there. Left hand upstairs, and he lands on BIZHAMOV, heading into the final 30 seconds. And I do give JONGJOHO some credit here, because personally, I do think he was hurt in that first round. And what I mean by that is I think there might be some kind of physical injury, because he looks to me like somebody who's having to grit this out, and he's almost trying to hit on a method that it's going to give him the best chance of getting through. Having said that, he set his feet there and looked to let go with a 1-2. Bell goes at the end of the second round. We've both seen BIZHAMOV. He's been in your ring and in mine. He's very good, isn't he?
Quality operator. So much variety, so much talent, so much confidence and accuracy behind his work. And this man, well, the man in the blue corner, has got his work cut out here. Now let's see whether the point deduction is accounted for here at the end of the contest. You can see from the scores that it has been accounted for here in the round. Sometimes they take it into account at the end of the bout. But a very good round for BIZHAMOV, the Russian boxer wearing red. And let's take a look at some of the action, because increasingly there it was at long range from the man in blue, but that was principally what we just saw there, the right hand and then into close range. That's why he was docked a point for excessive holding. But I think in doing that, watch how he puts his head invariably on the shoulder of BIZHAMOV, maybe to keep that injured, what we suspect is an injured cheek, out of the way of anything coming back. So we see what he's trying to do. It's cost him a warning, which is a point deduction. The man needs a knockout, the man in blue, to go through to the gold medal bout.
Absolutely. BIZHAMOV 20 points to 17 up on 4 of the cards. And to turn that round, you do need a knockout, and he's not going to get one. That was a blistering combination there from BIZHAMOV. He's frustrated JONGJOHO, but I think this could be over for him. And the referee has waved her arms. And this is finished. And right at the very start of the round there, he was caught. And it's not just frustration, it's pain as well. The towel had come in because I think he was injured in that first round. I think that left hand that clipped him, which he turned away from subsequently, I think that caused a physical injury. We'll maybe get clarification on that over the next couple of days. It doesn't really matter now, to be honest, but BIZHAMOV has scored an impressive win there, an impressive win. We've been outlining the things that make him strong, the pressure, the composure, the ability to punch off either stance, the way he stays so close to you, stays on top of you, the fact that I think he's got quite heavy hands, and although the punches don't travel far and they don't seem to have an awful lot on them at times, I think they really, really do. There's just pain etched all over his face there. We felt he was nursing his way through or trying to just get through in the second round. I really do think he was, and he's not lasted long in the third. Well, we'll maybe get a look at the finish in a little while. 23 seconds into round 3, over on the ropes on the right-hand side of the ring, the far side from where we're sitting. He just seemed to catch JONGJOHO with 2 or 3 in quite quick succession, close up, and that was enough. He went down quite heavily actually, and there was a scream of frustration and also pain. So his competition comes to an end. Well, let's see if we can get a look at it here. This might be from the start of the fight. No, that is the finish. It's a left hand as he comes past, and not dissimilar to the left hand or the kind of punch he got caught with in the first round. And well, this is kind of what I mean, Ron. Those are little shots thrown from up close. They're not traveling very far. He's not loading up on it. He's definitely not loading up. It's loose, it's fluid, but they are obviously heavy. He's got some heavy hands because he's broken him down and stopped him 23 seconds into round 3.
There was the moment of confirmation. Dzhambulat BIZHAMOV through to the gold medal bout, courtesy of a 3rd round stoppage. And we're speculating, of course.